What's good, YouTube? Blazeshadowthorn here, coming back at you with a Wi-Fi battle. This one's gonna be against Deep Presence. Had it in my last stream. Gonna try and start streaming more often. Not gonna lie, I really miss it. But April is gonna be a bitch because I am doing a lot of stuff with school going on. We have a massive school event coming up that me and my club do every spring semester, so it's that time of year again. And because I'm the vice president and because our current president sucks, it's pretty much me and the secretary doing everything, so it's fucking fantastic. But back again, once again, a really fun battle I had in the stream. I'm using my PU team because I was really bored. It was the last couple battles I was taking before I was going to end off the stream. I was getting really tired, so I was like, you know what? Why am I doing all this competitive stuff? I'm just going to bring my PU team because my PU team is fun. And it's actually a solid team. So looking over his team, he has a sort of rain team going on there with a Mega Heracross. So definitely a lot of threats. But my team is very balanced. So we'll just see how I do, you know? And yeah, so he's going to issue me a challenge. Gonna lead off with the PU Scizor just because. Whoop, whoop. And I lost my voice right there. I lost my voice. I'm terribly sorry. Leads off with the Kabutops. I'm Scarfed, but I don't have U-turn because for some reason can't learn U-turn. I do not know why it can't learn U-turn. But I decided to go straight away for a Brick Break because it was my only move to hit it with. As he actually decides to pull a cheeky double out into his Heracross. I'm not sure if he predicted that or what, or I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to go out into my physically defensive cycle right about now. Actually, wait, no, it's not my physically. It's specially defensive cycle, but still, I figured a fighting type attack was coming my way, and I didn't want to take it, so I decided to switch out. And he sets up a Swords Dance on my Switch. I'm like, wow, okay. Alright, that is scary. But he decides to switch right here. I guess he doesn't have anything to hit me with, which, I'm like, I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. I'll gladly have a +2 Mega Heracross switch out on me. I'm alright with that. So he goes out into his Politoed as I try and hit it up with a Will-O-Wisp. Able to land the Will-O-Wisp, burn that Politoed, which makes legitimately no sense. Like, hey, I got this giant burn on a toad that lives underwater. That is, number one, a water type. Number two, it's raining out. And number three, it's like pure water or something like that. I don't get it. Anyways, gonna go on to Melbourne, completely forgetting that Ice Beam was a thing, but I really didn't think he'd Ice Beam right here. Decides to go for an Encore, trying to Encore me into Will-O-Wisp. But, nah, I ain't having none of that. And just able to outspeed this Politoed and hit it up with a quick Energy Ball, knocking it out because, Life Orb Maractus is just like pure unadulterated power, and it's just like base god, and that's why I named my GBA League team after it because, it's amazing and awesome, and I love it. But anyways, gonna go on to PU Scizor now. Not really sure what this thing wants to go for, and I kind of figured the switch back out into Psycho was way too obvious, and I didn't want to risk it, and I didn't want to do it. But Pin Missile happens, and that just completely decimated poor PU Scizor. So he goes down for pretty much for nothing, like literally nothing. But never mind, number one, the rain is up, and number two, I have fish equals friends, not food. And that's just going to be able to nice revenge Oko it with a rain boosted waterfall. Choice banded too, I believe, so a lot of power there. Gonna go on to the Kabutops, gonna retaliate back with his own waterfall, I guess predicting a switch out, but I'm like, nah fam, I ain't got none of that. So if he would've went for like a Stone Edge and hit, that would've completely decimated poor fish equals friends, but nah. But my risky behavior does not pay off in this scenario because unfortunately for me, he does score that lucky flinch hacks, and fish equals friends, not food. Just dies to 2 waterfalls, which is really unfortunate. What I should have done was I should have went out into Melbourne sooner, but why would I do that? Just why? Why would I do that? That makes too much sense. That makes too much sense. And I'm Blazeshadowthorn, that don't make sense. So he's gonna go back out into the hard counter to my Maractus, which is this Ferrothorn. I have absolutely nothing to touch this Ferrothorn, which unfortunately I don't carry Hidden Power Fire, which I probably should pack Hidden Power Fire, just because, I mean, if, normally though this is for a PU team and there's really no, like, hard, there's no such thing as a Ferrothorn in PU, so. And it was just gonna switch out into Tunger because, you see this thing, it like flicks his tongue out and it looks like it's tonguing people, so I named it Tonger because that's what it does. It tongues people with its tongue. It goes but anyways, sets up rocks if I switch out. But anyways, I have this thing right exactly where I want it, and it goes for a cheeky protect as I actually predict the switch out, which works in my favor because I'm behind a substitute now, which is absolutely fantastic. Which means if he brings in that Kabutops, I can revenge kill that with a Giga Drain, and I really don't need to play around with anything whatsoever, so I can just freely go for like flamethrowers and stuff like that. So he decides to go for going to Jane Cobb, the nice Firefly reference, getting the reference. So definitely kudos for that nickname. If you don't know who Jane Cobb is, I highly recommend that you Google search him, and then you watch Firefly because it was a really good show. It got canceled, but it did make a movie, but the movie sucked, which made me really sad. But anyways, goes for the U-turn right there. Honestly, don't know why. I would have just said fuck it and EQ'd because honestly, I'm not gonna switch out not while I'm behind a sub. It just makes no sense. Just gonna go for another flamethrower right here. It's really okay by me. End up getting a crit there. Obviously, crit did not matter, but fear not because I have the Giga Drain right there. Kabutops, I guess predicting, I'm not really sure. I think Kabutops naturally outspeeds me, but I guess he doesn't know what item I am or like what, or I don't know, but he wanted to break my sub, which I get he wants to break my sub, and I guess he didn't want to take the chance that it was like speed tie or something, because I honestly don't know Kabutops' base speed. I think it's 95 and I'm 60, but don't quote me on that. Anyways, able to kill it all with a Giga Drain regardless. And just gonna go out to nice and crit the Kingdra. Pretty sure this thing's gonna just set up a focused energy on me, but regardless, I go back out in this cycle. Better be safe than sorry, because the Tonger still could be useful, as he actually decides to go for a Scald. So my caution actually pays off in this scenario, as I'm able to recover back up. So looking like I might be able to live another Scald, but it depends on how much it does in the min-max variation and stuff like that. But I am able to live. Gonna be able to land my Will-O-Wisp because I wasn't sure if this thing wanted to be mixed or not, because I do know mixed Kingdra is a very strong possibility, and I want the residual damage because I'm actually especially offensive Dusknoir, and really especially offensive Dusknoir doesn't really pack a punch that much. So anyways, gonna make the play that he's gonna go for one more Skull just to kill me off, and plus I have rocks up, so why would I switch? So I kind of figured Skull was very obvious. So I'm able to go in on my get the special attack raise, which is absolutely fantastic, and now I also have Dusknoir for switch fodder later if I absolutely need to. But what's gonna happen is he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go back out into Jane Cobb, which I really don't agree with that play, because I'm just gonna go for an energy ball, and +1, I'm just gonna be able to knock that thing out, which I would have honestly stacked off Kingdra right there, and then I would have brought that thing back in. But I think he's choiced, actually. Honestly, think he's choiced, so that's why he switched. But I mean, he could have went out into Bulky, which would have been a better play in my opinion. But regardless, I kill off the Landers Therian, which you know, I'm happy with that. Gonna sack off Cycle right about here, just because I'm not entirely sure what this thing wants to do, and I don't want to take any unnecessary damage as he decides to try and be cheeky and leech seed me. But anyways, back into Tonger, because that's what I do. Every time he switches in this Ferrothorn, I get a free switch with Tonger, and I'm able to set up a substitute on the predicted switch. But this time he doesn't switch, he just tries to go for a Leech Seed, but unfortunately for him, Leech Seed does not go through substitute, which, I mean, not a lot of people know that, because not a lot of people use substitute. I mean, it's not a move, like, and on top of that, nobody really tries Leech Seed. I mean, some stuff goes through substitute, some stuff don't. It's really weird, like, the substitute mechanics. It's really weird, but anyways, like, Roar goes through substitute, which, I mean, I guess if you roar something out, it blows everything away, but I don't know, like, some of the mechanics for that is really weird. Anyways, goes for a Flamethrower on the Kingdra, trying to just get a bit more damage off on that thing, because I am also able to take the Skull, because I do have a sub up. I fear nothing, and I'm just going to go for a Giga Drain, trying to get some more HP back, and just trying to do as much damage to this Kingdra as I possibly can. I do need Tonger to deal with the Ferrothorn, but other than that, I really don't need it much for anything. So just weakening down this Kingdra is pretty key, because looks like one more turn and this thing's gonna die. So that's definitely really good for me. He actually decides to pull a switch back out into bulky, predicting me to switch out into my Maractus, which is an excellent play on my opponent's part, as he just reads me like a book. And I do that because I'm like, I'm gonna outspeed him and I'm gonna outsmart him, but nah. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna surprise him and reveal the spikes on my Maractus as he predicts my switch out, which does not happen. Gonna set up 2 layers of spikes because I know 2 layers of spikes is guaranteed to do at least 12% of damage, and kill off that Kingdra, which I definitely need to die. So Melbourne goes down, but what Melbourne does is assures the KO out on that Kingdra. So that pretty much seals the deal in my favor. He could protect right here, but protect will do nothing. I see no reason to go for a sub right here either, so I'm just gonna go straight away for the flamethrower. Really didn't even need the spikes there, to be completely honest, because I could have just set up a sub right there. Gyro Ball wouldn't be enough to break it, and I would have been able to either flamethrower or just Giga Drain for the win on the Kingdra. But the spikes were still pretty helpful, as I'm able to knock out the Kingdra right about here, and that leaves me with the very narrow 1-0 victory, I do believe, in my favor. So definitely a pretty intense battle, definitely a lot of fun. So don't underestimate the lower tier threats, because they just might win. So that's a game. Rate, comment, sub. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.